Death Knight will really help in chasing down these raiders as well. But Grubby using his time while he's creeping with his 2 heroes now, almost level 3 on the Panda and 3 and a bit on the Tinker, so some pretty nice experience there considering the unorthodox heroes, and neither of them are particularly awesome creeping heroes because you want to generally spend all of their mana on other things, on the actual attacks. I mean, Grubby getting his raiders caught out of position here, but he will be able to buy a Zeppelin, assuming it doesn't get webbed, but it looks like the fiends are too far behind to actually web them, and so this Zeppelin will get away. Might actually be able to drop the raiders back here and maybe take out the haunted gold mine or towers or something, and looks like the Zeppelin's just going to sort of sit here and try and remain hidden for as long as possible, but that is sort of inviting fiends just to move sort of on either side and then pin Grubby in there, but he will just move Zeppelin away now. It looks like the Beastmaster is scouting this, but does manage to get away nonetheless. But the Zeppelin does manage to get away nonetheless, and Grubby making very good use of his time, keeping distracted this whole time while picking up some very nice items, creeping some very hard camps. And this Zeppelin taking a bit more damage now, but still managing to stay out of the way. And Bear second for the Beastmaster. I guess that's not too surprising considering that we don't have a Blade Master in play, and Bear is very nice against fiends, especially when you get like level 3 Bear or something. Just blink and bash and you can get like a couple of them out. It just does so much damage, but I'm not sure we're going to see that point because it looks like this game is just going pretty well for Grubby at this point. Des hasn't restarted his tech yet, but so I guess he's just going to continue pumping fiends at this point, and I'm just hoping for the best. And Grubby coming in here for a creep jack now, managing to get 1 statue kill but losing a raider in the process, and Des now making good use of his heroes. Obviously with all those summons, it just means it's quite hard for the raiders to actually pick off any one unit, and that's 1 fiend getting ensnared, and it looks like it's going to be pretty hard for Grubby to kill. He does still have a bit of mana on his Tinker, but none left on his Panda, and so when this fiend gets called, it's just going to make it so hard for Grubby to kill, and it's going to waste a lot of his time trying to kill it. And this this one raider does manage to get away. Now is now 2-0 upgraded as well, so that's very nice for him. And Grubby now just trying to get away. I think he doesn't. I don't think he has a TP. No, he does have a TP on his Tinker actually, which is level 4 as well. But Panda could be in a bit of trouble here if does manage to get a block, but he doesn't quite manage it. And Grubby now has a raider in here, which he probably used to ensnare the Death Knight, so he can get away without being hit by the aura, and that's exactly what he does. Actually, no, he ensnares the Destroyer. That's an interesting choice there because it's going to mean that Grubby will struggle to get away. And Grubby actually drops a Clarity Potion as well, so he can Clarity up his Panda as well. That's very nice for him. And now a couple of fiends now being brought out as well. I think they were accidentally rallied to Lumber because he'd perhaps put a couple of goals there as well. But he has now restarted his tech to tier 2, and Grubby is now putting up an expansion by the looks of things. So I guess he's just gonna be trying to distract Des for as long as possible now with some base raiding, considering how many raiders he has, and a Gauntlets of Odor Strength there actually. I'm not sure if Grubby dropped that, meaning for the Panda to pick it up and then forgetting, but he's going back now to pick it up. So it's all worked out alright, I guess. And Grubby now at 50 food, whereas Des actually at 50 food as well. I can't really see where that is though. I guess he doesn't have too much going for him, but he will have a lot of summons as well. And Grubby now coming in, and with obviously all these raiders and a Puck Factory and Wrath of Fire, he just has such tremendous base raiding capabilities. Looks like he's going to be going straight for that main again. But a TP coming in, and looks like it might be too little too late, and Des probably will have to cancel his tech. And he does cancel it, so he does get some of the money back. But when Grubby TP's out here, it's going to mean that Des is going to be in a really bad position, and it's really going to be pressed to maybe attack. Or Grubby actually coming in here with a couple bats as well, and taking out that Destroyer at the last second. That's very nice for obviously, because it's going to be a while before another Destroyer can come out. And Grubby has now finished his expansion, level 3 on the Firelord actually, and level 3 on the Beastmaster. So some pretty powerful summons will be coming in here, and summons are really good against raiders because you can just get loads of them and they can just run all over the raiders. And meanwhile the statues are now being focused down by Grubby. Grubby putting down a Pocket Factory in a nice place where it's not going to be hit quickly, and the Firelord is now sort of staying outside of the battle. Obviously doesn't want to get ensnared considering he only has 500 hit points, and can't be coiled with a Death Knight, which is actually almost level 4 itself. And Grubby now using those goblins to take out these ensnared fiends, and that works very well because obviously these goblins can do so much more damage if their opponent isn't just running away from them, and you can get really good positioning on them. And this one more fiend looks like it will go down here, and Grubby's heroes are pretty much untouched. Grubby's fiends have had to pretty much all run away now, but Grubby's managed to take out a lot of units in this process, and has almost a level 4 panda, and level 4 and a bit tinker now, and level 4 on the panda now, and Grubby now bringing in one Kodo, which immediately comes in, eats one of the lava spawns actually, and then just runs away. And I guess that was really the only thing available to eat. And Tinker now actually getting very low, will be forced to use a speed scroll to try and get away, and being forced to TP out actually, because I think he was worried about just some focus over time from the Death Knight with his Unholy Aura. Obviously no coil from him because he was out of mana a while back, and without those statues it's going to mean that he's not really going to have any mana for a while. And I'm not even sure if Des is actually scared of the expansion, but of Grubby, but he is now coming in for an attack, and that's probably the wisest thing for him to do considering his situation. And he will just try and take down these low raiders, and that's really important, because obviously Ensnare is sort of very powerful and can be done from range even by a low hit point raider, so you do need to be very careful with that. But the Death Knight is now very low, will be forced to TP out, but actually nicely timed Breath of Fire there catches Des by surprise and kills the Death Knight before he can TP out. And so Des will be forced to continue trying to take down as many units as possible. Does manage to take down one Kodo and gets that lava spawn back, but another lava spawn has been eaten by another Kodo, so Grubby will just try and keep that alive for as long as possible. Grubby seemed to go for mass Kodos now. I guess that works well against all these fiends, and then lava spawns, considering they doesn't have any spirit walkers to get rid of any of these summons, and it would take quite a while for him to do it, and it's probably just easier for him to get these Kodos and then just eat all these summons. And the Fire Lord is getting pretty low now, and the Beastmaster is pretty low as well. It does have that invuln pot though, and Tinker being forced to run away with only 33 hit points. A couple Fiend Trails just chasing it down, but that won't kill it quite yet. And Fire Lord actually almost getting in, but managing to get trapped by those summons. That's really unfortunate for him. And Grubby now being forced to TP his Tinker away, very low health, but will now lose this Raider. And I imagine he's salving up his Tinker and bringing in his whole army now. It looks like he's going to try and take out these heroes, but Des knows what's going on and decides to get away just as soon as he can. And this Great Hall is now paying for itself, and it's allowing Grubby to continue to build a lot of Kodos, and it's quite an interesting shot by him really. Just so many Kodos around the place, and combined with a couple of raiders just to keep a unit in place while you go to eat it can be really effective. And we know only about 2.5 minutes worth of gold left in the mines. I imagine a bit more left in a bit more left in Dez's, just because he's had so much harassment done to him. But certainly not too much, and so Des will need to sort of end this soon if he's going to win it at all. And Death Knight should be back any second now. But meanwhile, Grubby's going to capitalise on this no Death Knight time just to try and take out a couple of units, making best use of his Clockwork Goblins and Breath of Fire. But the Death Knight is almost out, but it looks like the Fire Lord's about to go down here. Has gotten ensnared and is down to 40 hit points, and is taken down by the Panda there. And Death Knight is now back out, and one Destroyer comes out, but it looks like he's going to be immediately focused down. Obviously with Ensnare and everything, it's pretty easy to take down. Level 5 now on that Tinker, and the level 3 Factory is just does so much damage. It looks like it's going to just be able to end this game quite now. And meanwhile, almost level 5 on the Panda. He really only needs to take down one more thing. Another Fiend gets eaten there. Very nice use of Kodos by Grubby. Constantly coming in and just eating all the units, eating up another lava spawn there as well, and just so many Kodos, and they just have so many hit points. It's just so hard for these summons to take down. And a level 5 now on the Panda, getting a Breath of Fire off, and just only these 2 heroes left for Des now. I think this is going to be GG any second. Grubby with now a couple Raiders as well, just is really going to help, and there's the GG there, accompanied by some Dutch, which I am unfortunately not fluent enough to speak in. And so that was a pretty interesting game. I'll see how you guys liked the game, and if you did like it, I'll commentate the second game. This is the best of 3 from ESL, and I took a quick look at the parser from the second game. It looked quite interesting. There's another out of the box one. I think Grubby is another random versus random. I think Grubby gets Undead and goes Dreadlord first, if I remember correctly. If you enjoyed that one, I'll commentate that as well. But I'm planning on doing sort of a bumper Christmas pack of loads of the WEG ones. I imagine loads of the replays will be coming out just as soon as the competition ends. I just watched the semi-final between actually I won't say who it was between, just so I don't spoil it in case you've sort of been living under a rock or something, but really amazing games. And there are basically eight players in it, my 4 favourite players and my 4 least favourite players effectively, and all 4 of my favourite players went through, so I was super psyched for that. And and ended up being a really interesting competition with some really surprising games and some really nice turnarounds actually as well. So yeah, I'll see you later, folks. Thanks.